Hello, hello, people. Welcome. Hey, Tool. Hey, Connor. Hey, Aditya. Hello. Uh, okay, mic is on, right? Yeah, my mic is on. Let me shield my stream real quick, and we'll start. The mic is hot. I'm pretty sure he's very flattered. Okay, so we shield the stream. Let me open everything in my laptop so I can monitor if something dies. Okay. Yeah, so today is something different. Today I'm not gonna work on my keyboard program. Hey, MT, hello, hello. Thanks for stopping by. So yes, today's something different. I started working on like a test runner slash framework behind the scenes, and yeah, it started getting somewhere. So I figured I maybe make it a little bit better. Like you can see, it's already like 500 lines of code in the module, and there's also a metaprogram plugin on top of that. Yeah, and to your question, root dot. So I assume you mean this one. Um, no, this syntax, dot paren is a cast syntax. So I effectively cast my root to a code binary operator pointer. So that open paren is casting. Yeah. Hello, Boolean. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. And so what's the idea, right? Excuse me. Yeah, empty code. I feel you. I feel you. But I mean, VOD is always there, so you can always rewatch parts if you want. Hey, hey, Fola, Hola, hello. So yeah, what do we have? Um, let's say you write a code, right? You have tests, like tests that jai, and right, you have procedures like this that call assert on something, the usual stuff. You just kind of yeah. So I have a bunch of tests. I just comment them, so it's kind of easier for me. Uh, what else do I have? Um, yeah, this one won't work yet. And you call asserts, and normal asserts, they take like an expression that evaluates to Boolean. So this code executes, and then assert will just like fire and fail the rest of your test if you don't want that, and print this message, which is kind of because it just will do like assert false, and you don't even know what happened here while my neural net trains. That's pretty cool. Yeah, but what we have there is so what we have there is our assert is a bit special. It is actually a macro, so you can see expand here. And it accepts the expression as code and not as a Boolean. So if you compare this to a certain basic, uh, you see it actually asserts argument as a Boolean. So it will always be evaluated, right? And then it like does something, something, something. Yeah, so in my case, what we do is we take this code and we start parsing it. So this is a bit of a machinery that we insert into the caller scope. It's just like a test report that's gonna contain the assert information. And here's where all the magic happens. So we get the code node of the expression, and then we check, if it's a binary operator, we like, if it's a comparison, we generate code to assert on the comparison. If it's an array subscript, we assert on the array subscript. If it's a dot access, we assert that it's a binary dot and stuff like that. It is dumb. It's just experimental, right? Eventually, there will be only one way to do it, but we are running all three in sort of like testing mode to decide which is the best one. So two of these three will get removed. Right. And so what it does, for example, assert comparison code, you can see that it is a helper that will return code and it generates declarations for the left side of the binary operator and the right side. Then it creates an operator and then it creates if comparison and it inserts code like this, right? It tests if left is more than right. It just kind of generates test report. So if I run it, so compile, I think there's a build. No. Well, let's do main chai, and I actually made it as a plugin, so you can do this, and then you can it will generate tests executable, and you can then run it. Something like this. And did I fuck it up? Ah, yeah, because I'm in the wrong. I am in the wrong working directory, right? Uh, do I not have build? I don't have build. Yeah. And yeah, there you go. So it's not like ready, right? So we fail. Oh, actually, it fails during compile time execution. This is not expected. 141. So let me comment a few tests out just to demonstrate you how it works. Which of them? Maybe I guess it's probably either this one or this one, because those are more sort of. Yeah. And okay. So what else? Let me comment out pretty much everything. All right. So, and yeah, there you go. So this is what it generates. It generates like a test report, which says like left, which is 3, is less than right, which is 4. And this is it. So instead of computing like 3 equals 4 false, it takes the left part, evaluates it separately. It gets the right side, evaluates it separately. And then it can show you stuff like this. And even path to the assertion. which is pretty cool. So you know, line one, so this test. I guess we should put it as a line and column of the assert message, assert instead of the test itself. Yeah, and it says that this is the test name, this is the test location, and user message, it's just whatever you put here. So this is like the gist of my test runner. What are we doing here? Hey, Patrick. Hello. Hey, hey. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of what we're doing. And second one, you see it kind of does two and a half times two, more than seven, and it just tells you that no, five is less than seven. Yeah, and what else? Here we kind of check that the expression is not non-zero, like minus five plus five minus five plus five. Yeah, it should be non-zero. And then yeah, fail expression result is zero. So it's kind of like a little bit smart. And then I've also added a bunch of stuff for array subscripts. So let me maybe uncomment this one. So I think this get array, get array, get array, get array. Struct. So is this the one that crashes? Operator equal. I need to do this as well. That's uncomment. Oh, uncomment that. And yeah, so look at this. Yeah, you see, so the test subscript, the first assert, this one, it will fail because your array has 1 and 2, and then you try to get like array subscript 69, and it will tell you that attempting to index into array that is too small, array count 3, index 3, which is where, which one of these? No, this is the one where, yeah, array count 2, index 69. So instead of just, letting you access the array and crash with array assertion fail, it will parse array subscript. It will execute this separately. It will get the index. It will compare it against array count. And then it won't let you, and then it will kind of give you a proper like error message. Yeah. Hey, more tables. No music. We maybe can do music later. I just, for now, I didn't feel like it. But yeah, thanks for appreciating the taste. Yeah, I really like game soundtracks. Next one is this, right? So get array 3. What does this do exactly? Yeah, so it will return array from a function, and it will try to index it. So this is just the different way of provide an array so that I can check that my parser is good enough. And it will tell you that attempting to index into array that's too small, array count 3, index 3, right? So here. Then what the fuck is this? It gets a 0, some like index with math. Yeah, this is just a weird way to, create an array just so I make sure to, right? And this just passes the array without any sort of message, and it will tell you array element under index 1 evaluated to false, right? So you try to assert on array element of a certain index, right? Index, in this case, 1, and it will tell you that array under this index um, evaluates to false. So element is this. This is the second one here, right? The test struct. And it evaluates to false because of the operator, of the custom operator. Yeah, so this is kind of it. That's kind of the gist of what we're doing. And so I want to expand it, and I want to make it kind of more sound so it doesn't crash. How do you debug Jai on Linux? I recently moved on Linux full-time from Windows and wonder about debugging Jai. As with any sort of, native languages, I use GDB, but not in a command line interface. I actually use Visual Studio Code. Sorry for the flashbang. I just use it with an extension for GDB. So you can just set breakpoints and inspect them. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's okay. It is okay enough. Oh, nice. I didn't know this Patrick getting into Jai beta from some random guy on Reddit. Yeah, so this is what we're doing. And I guess dot accessor, yeah, because dot accessor, I haven't really covered it yet. So I'm pretty sure it will crash somewhere. It does not crash. Yeah, so here we have some debug output, and yeah, there you go. So array, what's that? Test.accessor. Yeah, there you go. So success. Then another one is success. Here, so I do like pointer to pointer to pointer. Yeah, and I guess it technically it tests this one, and then also this. Yeah. Well, this is probably this is fake successes because I don't parse it fully. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, no. This is fine because this works, and this is also fine. What's not fine is if I do something like, right, or maybe test pointer to pointer to test struct equals null, and then I try to, this will actually crash. Will it? No, you see, so this just did nothing because I returned an empty code. And I guess this is where we start working on it. And you might see that I do my best to not crash the test execution. So even if you access array out of bounds, instead of letting you do this, I'm trying to parse it and prevent it. But you can easily imagine situation in which it's not possible, right? So for example, when getting the index itself crashes, so crashes somewhere inside of the procedure. Empty code, you return me. Yep. Um, So yeah, this is not very safe still, because if this crashes, we will crash before parsing the code. Or rather, I don't look inside of procedural crashes and see if they can crash, which, kind of would be a bit too crazy for a test runner. Also, what else? So get array itself can crash. So if this thing crashes, I will also crash. And so I'm not sure on what to work today the best. Either I can keep parsing like binary operators or dot accessors just to expand, functionality of the test runner. Or what I can do is I can implement the runner itself better. So because what I do now, let me show you. Um, I implemented it as a metaprogram plugin. What it does is it takes the workspace that is the main workspace where, how does it work? Plugin. Yeah, so we create a completely new workspace. We get the build option, we get main option from the main workspace, right? We kind of just copy them. And then we just look for the file that's called test.jai. Yeah, I'm planning to make it somewhat useful and put it online. Uh, I looked at Raphael's test runner, which is stubborn, and it's not really like it didn't suit me the way I wanted. I don't really want to assert on shapes of like structs the way I would do in JavaScript. So I just decided to experiment with metaprogramming and see how far I can go. So if you ever use Python, you probably know PyTest, and PyTest does something similar. It rewrites assert, just Python assert, and it also like parses the code and does all kinds of weird thing. And I'm kind of reaching for that user experience. Because I'm a big fan of Python's PyTest. Its only issue is that it's way too fucking slow. It's like super slow, and on somewhat like sizable test suite, PyTest startup times would just be abysmal. But anyway, so yeah, I test for Jai parser because parser without testing is quite, yeah. Yeah, maybe, I guess so. So it's like you create, you parse, it will be a bunch of data structs, and you probably want to like pass the struct under a certain, like assert struct that foo equals some, some node. Yeah, and we can probably help with it. Either like left field supposed to be this, but right field was this. So it might get some help. Might provide some help, I guess. And I also want to use it in my project because I have some code I also want to test, but I want something better than just, manually writing assertions. So that's where we are. But this is still very much an experiment, and we'll see how far it goes. Anyway, so yeah, we look for file test.jai, and we just add it to, we just kind of create a new executable from a compiler workspace. And then this is where the meat happens. We get the compiler intercept loop. We add the build file, which is our tests that Jai file. And here we look for the type checked. And for now, this is kind of hard coded. And it's hard coded to check if the file has test.jai in it with any path. And then it does handle like procedure header. And what this does, it checks for all the procedures that starts with test underscore, so all of these. And then what it does is gets the path of the file. It creates a procedure call So it creates the call of this function. Where is it? Yeah, tprint, basically like that. Wait. Yeah, so as a string, just literally as a string. And it provides this thing on the context. So epic fail, this is the working name of our test runner. This is not a final name. Yeah, we pass a bunch of stuff. We added them to an array. And at the end, when we're done collecting all of the tests, in phase type checked all we can, we create main file. So what we do is we join all of the procedure calls and we add them to this template. So it's just main that calls all of the tests. And then we put this new main procedure into right mf, nice. Message file. Yeah, so we put it into the workspace, and this is it. And so you can imagine what it does. It just executes all of the tests in sequence, which is kind of lame, right? You really want to parallelize tests unless they depend on each other. And you also, technically, you want to run each test in its own executable, because if tests segfaults, it will segfault all other threads, all if it panics too. And you really don't want to catch that in signal. You want to just print failure for one test in isolation and keep all other tests from failing, and unless it's some kind of a configuration that you set. So the way to approach it is either add like forks is called, or just literally create a workspace per test and generate like executable per test, and then run all of these executables. What did I miss in the chat? Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. I just put something in the tip jar on GitHub. Them. That's very nice of you. And yeah, kebab economy these days in Europe, it's not funny, guys. Especially the more kind of westward you go, the worse it becomes. Hey Friku, did you complete your multi-threaded logger? Yes, but with a star, it works, but it has few. Well, it has one catastrophic point of failure, like a potential race condition, which is unlikely, but it can technically happen. And I actually today during the day I was able to trigger it once. And it also has like eventual consistency issue in it, which I am still undecided if I want to keep it or not. So it is finished, as in it is like good enough for me to move on to something else in that project. But I need to definitely come back to it and fix the catastrophic failure, catastrophic race condition before I release it. Have you run into any problems with LDSO-conf missing on Linux when trying to compile program in Jai? I personally know, but there were people with misconfigured LD configs from, for whatever reasons, and Jai like would try to parse it, and it just couldn't find some like dynamic linker, for example, or something very crucial like pthreads shared library, or whatever. So there were people with issues that stemmed from ldconf being misconfigured, but I personally never had it. Right. So with that, I guess this is probably enough of an explanation. So let's maybe find something to listen to. Do you want something relaxing or do you want something upbeat? Actually haven't gotten kebab in a while. Like this kebab message in the chat really struck my nerve. Now I'm thinking about kebab instead of thinking about programming, and it's almost 11 p.m. Yeah, let's do something like this. Although this is Nintendo soundtracks and Nintendo is kind of dodgy with copyright claims, so I might get wrecked on YouTube for this. Right. Well, it is what it is. I don't have personally money problems, but that's only because we do web dev with the studio. Trying to develop dev tool product in J to earn some money without depending only on work for other businesses. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I feel that. I really feel that. I don't work in a web studio, but I'm kind of like an individual contractor. And it's the same thing, is that, I don't really have a product. I just sell my skills for money, right? To make programs for other people. And it makes a good money, so I don't need any extra money for life. But it also means that I'm not working on anything of like my own, right? I don't have my own product besides just like outsourcing my skills, which after I turned 30 kind of started bothering me a bit, not gonna lie. You know what I mean? It's just there's like some switch that I need to make something of my own that I can show, that is not behind some fucking NDA, and that nobody cares about. Yeah, you need to support employees. So I am, uh, yeah, so I am very lightweight in this sense. That if I crash and burn, if I can't like find the contract for 6 months, I am the only one who suffers. Well, me and my family, but you know what I mean. And also, I don't need to hire, for example, like a designer, because my wife, she can do graphics if I need it for something, which also helped a few times, for sure. So yeah, I kind of feel like working on this part of metaprogramming, on splitting execution of, on isolating execution of tests. Although that's also probably an easier one than just kind of going through the code. Also, while working on it, I've encountered a bunch of like compiler bugs and quirks that they mailed in, which was kind of fine, because this what I'm doing, it really hits some dark corners of Jai metaprogramming. Do you have any projects in mind to start working on your own stuff instead of someone else? Um, Nothing I wanted to sell. So I work on a keyboard program, but I don't want to monetize it. I just want to make it free to use. But if you're asking about something I want to sell, not really. I don't want to get into business of selling text editors, no. Right. So what do we pick? Let's try to run tests in isolation from each other. How about this? So how do you do this? I can create one executable that forks, or I can create multiple executables and then a master executable that kind of calls each one of these like in parallel and then collects the results from std out, std error, like accumulates the results. Which one would be easier? Hey Sushi, hello, it's going great. So we have a code that generates files. Game dev makes me always queasy. Yes, it's true. It's you work on something for years and then it either works or not. And if it doesn't work, you just can't fund your next game. Like GG, bye. You need to file for bankruptcy now. A great career you had, man. I guess I'm gonna go to be like a barista now. Yeah, it is the same for own products, but you know, if you're in web, you can always like do like fucking B2B SaaS slop that pays you upfront like on monthly basis. And it's not something you can do with video games in general. So here, let's maybe get this out and just create runner, you know, and then here we'll have a procedure, create runner like that. So we dent it a little bit and then, you know. So does it still work? It can't work, yeah, because it doesn't know what the fuck P is. And P... Oh, what the fuck is P? Oh yeah, plugin. So P. And P is this. What? Alright, because it is not just metaprogram plugin, it is this one. So it's kind of already casted. There you go. We're back. Now I can work in this function. And yeah. Yeah, I agree. It is lame. This is why I, you know, there's this meme where the only thing that's staying between you and like $1 million, like $10 million, is you not wanting to be cringe. And this is exactly like that. I have like 100 ideas on how to make like $1 million in web dev right now. You can easily, if I can write the AI bubble and get you like a couple $1 million before the bubble bursts, but it's fucking lame. And since I am not in the need of money, since I'm kind of comfortable financially, there is no, you know, kind of survival pressure for me to do this, so I don't. And so I need to in depth with AI slope. I don't know. I don't think so. You just need to be a little bit smart and don't host on like Vercel, and don't buy like Claude Max subscription, and that's it. You're in a game company right now, working in a game, and even in company it feels uncertain. Yeah, of course, of course. You don't even need to pay influencers. You need to just go and like post crazy takes on Twitter and like complete like unhinged bullshit, and you will get tens of thousands of subscribers, and there you go, you have an audience. And then you need to constantly like change your opinions. You need to like shit on products, but then when you get big audience, the products will want to kind of sponsor you, and then you start shilling them. And then when they stop sponsoring you, you start shit on them again. Yeah. Yeah, Patrick, I've heard about this guy. It's kind of a crazy story. And it's also like the only guy like this who exists. So he's kind of like an outlier. Right, so how do we even do this? How do I even do this? Let's just write it as a, so how do you do it? You do it like main, and then here, to just like fork every executable. Right, so kind of like, where's the fork? Bruh. There's definitely example of fork usage. Oh, right, because I did fork white space. Yeah. Huh? Oh, process, there you go, there you fucking go. So yeah, we can do this. We can also just straight up use process module directly. Couldn't fork, close and reset, what's that? We are in the child process. So what do we do? Reset allocator, do this, temporary storage. Uh-huh. So I need to, I guess, insert this. Dun, 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 dun. Do we like it? What do we do here? Yeah, this just kind of reads. Yeah, this just kind of reads stuff. Okay. You know, I can actually just use... Well, but before I do this, before I do create process, I kind of need to still create master executable. Right, so we do kind of like fork and then right, and then if b equals 0, like else, kind of like this, and here run like test proc. And I need to do this like for test calls. Kind of like this. I'll have to do it like that. Yeah, like literally this. And then here I just kind of need to wait until all of these kind of closed are done. What do we think of that? And I know, like test it, test where is yeah, here's what we do. Context epic fail name. Something like this, and then this is gonna be like here we are going to insert the test call, else I don't know, something like this. Oh, nothing maybe here for now. So does it make sense? So where do we do it now? Calls. So print to builder, all of the calls, and calls we just join here. Yeah, so let's do tests forked and 3-point string. And it's gonna be string like this. Just gonna experimenting. Actually, where is my syntax highlighting? Huh? Yeah, there you go. Hey, Max! Right. So here we will going to insert the thing. And actually, This is a bit too meta because we don't have access to test calls here. We only have access to it in a meta program. So this needs to be let me comment all of this out. So this loop needs to be here. And what are we iterating here for? We don't even need to iterate. We can just insert them like that. So pid equals fork, and then this thing. And then the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. Hey, Anush, hope you remember me. I did remember you. So do I just fucking insert it? Also, if I insert it, how does... Let me read about fork a little bit. Which of them? Probably libc. GNU awk. No, not this fork. This one? POSIX, yeah. Create new process. Shall be an exact copy of the calling process except as details. Blah blah blah. ID shall not match. Shall have different blah blah blah. Copy of parent file descriptors. Parents directory streams. Semi-dig. File log signals. Where's the execution semantics? Single thread. If multi-thread process calls fork, the new process shall contain a replica of the calling thread and its entire address space. Both the parent and the child processes shall be capable of executing independently before either one terminates. Background name that you're using, please in music. Yeah, sure, it is actually this playlist from Zelda music or something. There you go. After a fork shall return 0 to the child process and shall return the process ID of the child process to the parent process, but process shall continue to execute from the fork function. Shall continue to execute from the fork function, otherwise blah blah blah. Shall. All shall fail. Anyway. So I guess they run kind of independently, these processes. Right? So they won't, so this code won't actually get run sequentially. Like this one will be run sequentially. So we will have our parent thread it will just fork a bunch of times. And then this else will kind of be, I guess, the same. So what is this? Header name. Wait, name, then name, path. So what we can... Yeah, so let's YOLO. So basic. I also, for some reason in this project, I decided to namespace everything. So maybe we will suffer from that. Print to builder. What will print to builder? Like this. So test name string. And the test name equals, no, like this. Would do that. Then for what? Test calls. Header. Let me maybe not do this here. Instead of adding to call, I probably want to add it kind of like that. Maybe even directly. Well, I don't want to add an entire procedure header. So what I want to do is, let me have a separate array. So this will be test calls, and this will be test kind of data. It's gonna be an array of test data, which is gonna be some sort of name string, and then so name, path, line, column. I know. And then I can fill it here. So we do this, and then we do array add just like a fucking literal name equals header name, path equals test path, line equals header location L0, column equals header location C0. Let's like decompress it a little bit, I guess. Kind of like this. Does it work? Semicolon expected, of course. So we print that to the builder. Then for test calls, for test data. And now we can actually print this. So what do we actually print to builder now? Bro, Emacs is crazy. Crazy technology. So test name equals this, and it's gonna be what? It.name. Right. Then we generate this kind of code. So pid. So test name string, and then pid s32. Like this. Then we print to builder. Pid equals fork. It's kind of YOLO. Then so yeah, we can just do this fork. So here maybe we can do fork template, yeah, something like. And we can do pid equals fork, if not pid error test name, so couldn't fork test name and test name. Now if pid equals 0, here we actually can insert test call. Here we can insert test call. Else, let's just do log parent of test name. And if pid 0, we just insert the call. How do you escape %? Do you do like double %? I forgot. I genuinely forgot. Let's do this. Print to builder, test fork template, and we need to insert. Yeah, it's either this or double % because I forgot. There was like a deprecation lately where we switched from one to the other one. And I have forgotten. You personally prefer this. I don't know about that. I'm kind of going back and forth. So yeah, I don't know which is better, honestly. Kind of going back and forth. Anyway, so we insert test call here. Literally, yeah. So let's remove this. Test calls. Then you do the entry point like this. Then you do this, and I guess the rest of the same. The rest is the same. Let me actually print the entry point and see how it looks like. I can just actually run it. Huh? Why can't it find it? Like, this is weird. It's supposed to find it like in here. Ah, I see. So it because I need to compile. Um, no, wait. This should be fine. Yeah, this is some weird. This is like some weird current working directory shenanigans in Emacs. Because we are inside of the modules, I guess. And so, for example, if I go back to main and I do the same thing, it will actually work. Oh, so double about to change. Yeah, there you go. So see, compiler helps us. First and second, we actually need test name equals. So we need to escape, we need to do it in quotes. And also here it should be this we don't need. So this is like that. Will this work? Or should I do like double slash here? I think I might be able to do like, I might need to do double slash. Yeah, only one insertable argument. See? Oh, wait. Yeah, this needs to be like a double slash, I guess. Because... Is it? No. Why don't it work? Why doesn't it work? So this was should supposed to couldn't fork. Ah, I think these ones are fucked up. Let me PD goes fork, if not couldn't log. Oh, I see, I fucked it up entirely. So it's not like, yeah, it is the test name. So it just literally inserted, so it tries to format here the string, so it doesn't process it as a percentage. Why not? What the fuck? Yeah, but it doesn't work. What do you mean lose data assignment? Ah, right, yeah, because I don't wrap it in main, that makes sense. So, Well, first of all, I need oops, like this, and then kind of like this. Wrap it into scope, and then defer print to builder. Like that, I guess. Then I won't have situation, yeah, would lose assignment. Undeclared identifier fork, this is fine. So we also need to like do import POSIX, right? Something like this. Yeah, there you go. So we compile, but we fucked this up. Python has some crazy formatting situation. Like F strings in Python are crazy powerful. Yeah, it has something similar to C sharps, like designators, colons and stuff. But strings are like that. They are kind of... they're not very friendly to stuff like localization, I guess. Do they? Because you probably want like string literals, you want to export them, and then you can use a single % to insert stuff. But other than that, if you don't do this, then you need to do some crazy like interpolation support. I don't know. What do you think about C# hot paths? Hey, graphic. I'm trying not to think about them too much. What I am trying to think about is why the fuck does this not work? So here's the % sign. For some reason, you see, it tries to... is it because of the backslash? So it doesn't see this backslash % as escaped. What do I do then? Is it like a compiler bug where I'm not understanding something? If I put double slash, it also doesn't work. Now it just does double slash and then it still inserts. The fuck? Do you do like double... do you do something like this? Double %? Oh, this is a weird one. Look at this. So it ate one of the %, but not the other one. So it's still gonna try to insert the shit here. But it ate another % like entirely. What the fuck? Yeah, Baker, I know about double %, but it's deprecated. If I put double %, it will start yelling at me that this is about to change the meaning. And it tells me to do \%, but I think it might be a compiler bug. Yeah, I might have to use %0. Yeah, I might have to use %0 to get around it. But I need a literal %sign. I wonder if it's a compiler bug. If I do this. Yeah, in format string, please use. Is meant to turn into ASCII 31. But it doesn't. Maybe compiler doesn't parse it as as ASCII 31. Or maybe compiler doesn't turn it in ASCII 31 inside of the here strings. Right. How do I make it shut up? What? String directives now support a modifier that activates conversion to a secret %sign substitute. Oh, is it in changelog? Ah, it is in changelog. Yeah, I see. So this is what I need to do. Okay, thank you. Well, why is it not the default though? I guess it makes sense why it's not the default, because this is like supposed to be a literal string. What you see is what you get. So maybe... Okay, so this should now be fine. Yeah. And we build strings workspace 3. Look at the code. We fork a bunch of crap. Yeah. Nice. Maybe let me indent it a little bit. So, like here. And like here, and the template itself, we could probably do something like this, and put like end of the line here, and then just oh. There you go. Id. Oh yeah. There you go. So test name, fork, blah blah blah, test +2, else. Nice. So kind of like this. So now it like forks, imports POSIX. We can check if this works at all. Yeah. The thing that allows you to put this as ASCII 31. Yeah. There's another modifier that I think enables you do /r/n for line endings. I knew about that one, but I didn't know about this one. Cool. This is very cool. So yeah, CR. Extra case for my parser. Me too. Well, in my case, it works accidentally, I guess. Does it? If I do something like this. No, it doesn't work. It just thinks it's a code. Right. So we create. Can we even run the executable? Bro, come on. Why do I need to do this? Kind of works. Couldn't fork. Couldn't fork. So it couldn't fork some of them. But some of them ran. Why couldn't it fork though? Well, I guess I need to check error messages and see what's wrong. That's kind of cool that it, somewhat worked. Kind of almost first try. But yeah, let me take a bathroom break. Yeah, I'll be right back. Burb. Shit. Can you mix them like string CR? I know. Let's try it out. I mean builds, right? So I guess so. So sometimes it can't fork. Sometimes it, yeah. So could not fork. Oh, guys. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. So this is twice. Guys, hey Pastor Rhymes, hello. I guess it works. So what if we segfault one of the processes, like intentionally? So for example, if we so let's go to tests, and let's say when we get out of bound index here, we do something stupid like a is a pointer to UE8, which is null, and then we do, you know, very innocent thing. What's gonna happen? What is UI, brother? Aha. So it segfaults, and I guess if child process segfaults, then we kind of get cooked in the parent process as well. Because I have to admit, I don't know semantics of fork that much. So I guess we're gonna figure it out. So it is able to run like some of the tests. So you can see it kind of gobbles an output a little bit. So while one of the child processes runs, we segfault and then we print on top of each other. And Emacs doesn't really, I guess, prevent. It doesn't. It's probably the way it collects output is probably not thread safe or something. So we see this weird as 0x report broken. Excuse me, output. Yeah, so let me open the internet. Do we maybe if anyone watched John's stream yesterday, do Kawabanga oriented programming? ChatGPT actually knew what Kawabanga means. Like came up, hallucinated insane, like weird ass abbreviation with each letter assigned like a deep meaning. I was thinking, holy shit. You can write a clean code to your book on it and market that to enterprise programmers and get rich. But anyway, so that's actually excuse me. Seg crash exit. There's nothing like this. The others to create new process running different program. In the latter case, the call to fork is soon followed by a call to one. So you need to call fork and then exec. Yeah, you can in any order. We just tested it. Baker. Fork all. Oh, let's do send to a process group and blah 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 blah. Deliver to the parent following the fork, but not to the child process. This is some bullshit. Hmm. So do I need to call exec then? Let's check examples. There you go. Tried to read from status pipe and the exec was successful. We'll get E off. Where's the exec itself then? Ah, exec VP. This is the one that's used. Yeah, so you do child process, you create a bunch of stuff. They go exec. It's morning to you. I see. I see. Yeah, for me it's actually midnight, and I'm kind of. Oh, you feel it? Ooh. It's my window open because it. Yeah, it is open. Right. I guess I do need to call the exec after fork. I might just straight up use process module actually. But for that to do, for using the process module, what I need to do is I need to compile each test like individually. How do I do it? I mean, no, compiling. Oh, sorry for that. Compiling each test individually, it's actually kind of easy. But then what would be a good way to like collect reports? We can actually just spam them to std out for now and call it a day. This one uses pipe. It also means that I would like need a thread pool to run tests in parallel instead of running them sequentially, but can be an improvement for later. Let's check this one. Execute a file. Yeah, so I need, if I do this, I need to have a precompiled executable for the process. Let me actually read on fork. So let's search together. You see, you can see how it is a real programming session because I don't know shit and I have to search. And Google will be awful, so I guess I need to just ask AI right away. Yeah, let's what happens if child process under fork sig false? Let's read the hallucination. If a child process created by fork experiences segmentation fault, the fork occurs. Child process terminates. Core dump. Parent process is notified. Receive sig child. Informs. Child process becomes a zombie. Parent can collect exit status. But in my case, the parent, I guess so. If code under fork speed equals 0 sigfolds. Yeah, let's look at this. So this says the same thing. Let's check check that. Basically what I'm trying to do is read number from a file, increment the value, and then write a number. Did this work? No, it's completely irrelevant. Fork in hell. See, I mean, we just crash. Here we crash. Maybe Jai aborts on seek child itself. None of my books are of any... 2002! I'm like, none of my books what? 2002, look at this. Nice one. Let's ask a hallucination machine. Maybe it will give us some kind of sources, because it's impossible to Google this. For that, let me open Grok, because Grok is the one I get for free. Well, not for free, I pay for it, but still. Yeah, let me make sure I don't leak like any API keys or something. So, if I have the following fork code in C, like on Linux, and code under child process segfolds, should the entire program segfold as well? So, and then we do something like speed equals fork, right? If like speed equals 0, I call something that folds, like else, right? We're in the parent process, so right, assume fork is successful. We're in the parent process. Will we get here or not? This is a pretty poorly formal. Will not segfold and the program will continue, but it doesn't. So let me increase the font. After the fork, in the child process, trigger segfault causing the child process with segsegf. In the parent process, execution continues normally until you explicitly handle child's termination using wait or wait bid. Class in the parent causes a crash. The fuck? But it doesn't happen here unless I'm missing something, right? So what I have here is I do fork. Yeah, we don't have error, so here this thing should be segfaulting. Something is fishy going on. Something fishy is going on. Do I actually have any zombie processes? Test. No, I don't have. So let me. Yeah, look at this. Parent, segmentation fault. And we print a couple successes after that. So it doesn't let me, it doesn't do everything. Test subscript. Which one do we segfaulting actually? We are segfaulting the one that calls get out of bound index here. And it happens right at the start of the get of test subscript. So here's parent of test subscript. Then we segfault. Then we even managed to report like a couple passes here. So do I call wait bid? Do we have an examples here? Kind of like this. While true. I assume this one is blocking, right? To stop or terminate. Insane. And description refer to wait. Wait. And this is the 3-1. Yeah, sure. The wait and wait bid shall obtain status information. Calling thread to become blocked. Okay. Nice. So we might try this and do something like that. Signaled term segsegf. So kind of like this. But oh, excuse me, why does Jai exits then? I wonder. Well, let's print something else. So when we print this code fork template, so here we segfault. Else, let's I guess insert wait bid. Status and options. Yes, let's do options. Status is 32 and kind of like in the process module. And how do we check those? Aha. Let's just straight up copy those. If exited. So exit code. The fuck is this? Process result. Process result type. Okay. This is just a jai enum in jai. Fair enough. So term sig. So signal. Again, what type are these? Signal S32 exit code as well. So let's put them here. Exit code. Signal. Not returning. And then it's I guess sig seg. Yeah, sig seg. We just can just use it in POSIX, right? Yeah, we can just straight up use it. Blah 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 blah. Oh, fucking Twitch dashboard crashed. Are we still alive? Let me remove it. Let me refresh it. OBS says I'm alive. Yep. Okay, yeah. It's all good. Yeah, okay. Nice. Yeah, I don't see much dropped frames. I have exactly 0 dropped frames, which is pretty cool. Right, so if seg crashed, seg faulted, and test name. Right, I guess this is what we do. What? Oh, right. This should be that. Mismatch in levels of indirection type given. What? Did I fuck it up? The fuck is way, bro? Okay. Options. So there it is. There you have it. All right. Segmapper. Huh. Interesting. And now it works. But we don't print stuff for some reason. And why is it happening multiple times too? just to add phone number to my Twitch. Twitch wouldn't let me follow anyone. Insane. And it wouldn't work in any other browser or what? Why does it fault multiple times? What the fuck is this? Let me open build strings. Oh shh! I don't know, it's fine. So it has to be for each one. So for this one, for this one. Yeah, so for each one, it should be like this. But why is it getting like executed multiple times? What happens? So look at this. We call stuff. We report from the thread, then parent of test subscript, then we crash. Then we get dot access. And then we get here again. Why though? Why does it try to run multiple times? That's so weird. Firefox let me down. I should use Brave again. I see. I'm using Firefox, but not because I'm a fan of Firefox. Firefox used to have some features that I relied on. For example, containers is one of them. And there was something, yeah, ad blockers. Of course, it still supports all of the ad blockers, but honestly, Firefox kind of getting worse. But at this point, it's not so much worse than I need to switch. So I just kind of use this. I have this inertia. Why is it? Why the fuck? Get ob index. Yeah. And it prints the same shit. Let me run it in terminal. Yeah, same stuff. It runs multiple times. But why though? Can you maybe debug it? Let me make you color scheme because you're fucking dungeon dwellers. So I guess I can put it here, right? And then code under debug would be... Oh, tests, I even have it, nice. So test name, pid, test name, pid. So we have pid, nice. Yeah, so we wait pid. Result is something. If exited, ooh. What's that? Yeah, it exited status 0. Where's the array? The subscript. Yeah, this one will crash, and let's put it like that. Oh, it didn't break. The fuck? Let's do it again. It didn't break. Let's put it here. Yeah, okay, that's subscript. Oh, and what? Oh, let's clear the terminal so it's not confusing. Let's run this motherfucker. And we are already under seg faults. Look at this. Oh. The fuck? Yes, Jai has it. It's in user space. It's called runtime support crash handler. Well, nice stack trace it just gets from lib stack trace, I guess, or some or from glibc. But yeah, it does it in user space. So it's not like a compiler intrinsics or anything. You can literally go and modify that code. Wait, but why are we... Yeah, so exit code 1, and then we have like a signal. Oh, what? What the fuck? Why don't we get this one? That's weird. And then we exit into assembly. Holy shit. What the fuck? I'm so confused. First, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it the same amount every time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times. Why? I mean, it lets us proceed now that we are waiting on the feed, but I am super fucking confused now. And it doesn't think it's signaled. That's the weird one as well. So this one never triggers. Let's open tests and just put a breakpoint, I don't know, here maybe? Test subscript. And this only gets called. Will it even break here? Oh, cancel. No, not really. This one is never gets called. I wonder how do you debug this code then? How do I like set a breakpoint here? Let's remove wait speed. So let's remove, where is it? Let's comment out this part. Or not this part, this entire thing. Let's just get rid of it. Here. Dot accessor. Now it actually prints a bunch more stuff. It kind of gets me confused. I don't understand why it runs the same thing 8 times. I really don't get it. Now it's different. So now we kind of exit every at like random. So let me compile. So move the breakpoint here. We just go. Where's the terminal? Wait, I need to clear it. So it all... Huh? Oh. Hey, just said bye. Hello, hello, hello. The fuck? Clear, reset. Let's just absolutely nuke it. Boom. And again, prints a bunch of bullshit. And like millions of fault messages. So, this might be old. Are these old? Hey, Guns N' Roses. This is written in the language called Jai. So, let me drop you a link. So yeah, I'll just copy the message verbatim from Twitch chat. And this is a test runner, crazy test framework I'm writing. So currently what I'm working on is I want to take each individual test function, like programmatically, its code, and run all of them into a separate processes with like fork and whatnot. But it gives me kind of headache. So if one of them seg faults, I get like weird I get weird output. Huh. Yeah, look at this. It just prints a bunch of the same crap. Billion times. So let me run it in a terminal. Yeah, look at this. You just run the same shit multiple times. Actually, I wonder, could it be somehow could it somehow be like I don't know, like buffered output from previous runs? This is impossible, right? So it one segfault, then prints it second time around. So either it tries to rerun it multiple times for whatever reason, or it's some weird ass old output. Yeah, it's like in Python, like in PyTest or in Go. It's just convention. It takes the file that's named tests.jai, and then it takes all of the procedures that starts with test underscore, and it inserts their code into a special file that it then runs. You know what we can do? At the start of the test, we can take the current time and print it. And then we can just see if it prints the same shit multiple times or it actually runs them multiple times. How about this? So print it's like current time monotonic. Yeah. There you go. Wait, what? Oh, it's supposed to be a semicolon. Okay. Uh-huh. 4064, 4064. No, it's different. It is different. Right, so it is different. Right, you can see it's different. These are the same though. And this is the same as this one? Bro, what the fuck is going on? Uh, Any reason for choosing test instead of a node? No particular reason, but then do you just name all the test procedures the same? Or how do you name test function? It's also weirdly does this twice. So we have this one. Yeah, they're different. So it actually runs it multiple times. Somehow. Somehow it runs them multiple times. I don't know why. Yeah, so there must be something I either not understand about fork, or maybe how it interacts like with Jai. I mean, Jai shouldn't really do anything interesting, anything weird here. Yeah, I know, but then you also need to name the function, right? So do you just have like a bunch of procedures named test, but then you need to polymorph them somehow, you know? It's like test one, test two. I had few ideas. Actually, I did have few ideas. Um, I thought actually about doing something like test and then like s equals and here like description here, something like that. Um, Another thing that I was thinking of is just doing run, right? And then you just have description here as a variable, and then you parse these runs. If the function is extern, I mean, this is a good question, right? I don't really handle it yet. So I don't know. I guess I'll just try to call it and it does whatever it does. But it also, I don't collect them from any file. I only collect them from file tests.jai, and later I will collect them from files that name test something. So you know what I mean. Um, and also notes are kind of, so you write a test code, and then you have to like put a note here and write a description. I don't know about it. It just looks fucking ugly. And you need to type it out twice. So there could be some kind of a directive, which I don't know. Closing paren of the parameter signature. So here, like this, it is not a valid syntax. Yeah. Nodes go after declarations. So it goes here. So this will compile. So I don't understand why. Let me just run it and. Yeah, so I don't understand why it executes this shit multiple times. I really don't. I would have to read on that. And I will have to probably just not do this. So this kind of pulls me towards the idea that the best way to do it is actually compile each test individually, like as an individual executable, and then run it with exec. We don't just do like fork and run code. We actually do a fucking exec or some shit. And then for each of those procedures, what we're gonna do is we'll probably just copy the code of this proc into like a special file and compile it as a part of the workspace. So so you can step into it with the debugger. Then you have a question of how do you deal with tests that depend on each other, and also how do you pull dependencies. So what you might do is you might just compile the same file for all of the tests, but you can just call one of them, and then you rely on Jai's dead code elimination to fix your issues. You can do that as well. So all of this, all of what I'm doing now has the only one purpose of guarding tests that might segfault or panic, right? So one segfaulting test, don't cancel all other tests and let them run. Because I read upon it, there is a way you can kind of catch it in a signal, but then if tests, corrupts memory of some other parts of the program, you can't really recover from it. So the best way to do it is to just run tests in isolation, like in full process isolation. But running them with fork is weird. I don't know what the fuck it is doing. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I could take suggestions on how to better do like a syntax sugar or describe, because so you can't call macros, so you can't do like test macro, right? And so you can't do this. Like if it was a macro, then you can't just do it like that and add 2 and 2. Oops. And then you would do something like a code, and this is like a code of the test, right? So you can't do this at the top level. If I do this and try to compile, well, if I of course get the syntax right, it will tell you this kind of expression cannot be used in a top level scope, right? What you can do, I think you can do run. I think this is valid. Yeah, this is valid. But then what do you need to do here? You would have to run this compile time. Maybe I can do this. I mean, oh, excuse me. I think like I would if I were to bet, I think that the cargo does it in the process pool. Like in a proper process pool. So it does fork plus exec. And it compiles tests individually. I would think so. Although, I don't know. I don't know, maybe it tries to do something. So yeah, this approach, it almost worked. It just has some weird like ass printing shit. I'll know in a sec. I see. Right, so this is the way we can organize it. We can just do like run test and have a code like this. This gives you a nice way, but it adds a bunch of like directive noise. Code is fine, but run seems weird, you know. So I don't know if I like it more. I really don't. I might experiment with it. But now I want to experiment with fucking not failing shit. So, okay. Alternative approach. Like completely alternative approach. We don't trust fork, and I don't really, I'm not in the mood to like read a bunch of fucking manuals on fork and to become, you know, a PhD in like forking fucking processes on Linux. Because I really want this shit to be sort of cross-platform, if you know what I mean. Oh. So yeah, since I don't want to get PhD in forking in at like 1 a.m. and I don't think anyone wants to watch it, how about instead we use create process module instead and collect process information like that? How about we do that instead? So what we do here is each individual test will have its own executable unless you explicitly group them together, right? So you like create tests, we can group them. So we can like try to group them by file. We can try to create like individual groups of tests. We can sort of create an API that lets you pick and choose between them. But for now, let's just do the stupidest possible thing and pick each individual test and just run it as a separate executable. How about that? And the way we do this is, so first of all, we collect all of the function calls. Yeah, let me switch the music because now I'm actually falling asleep. And since I am not cheating with like caffeine, I actually need something more substantial, but not too substantial because otherwise I'll just fucking die. So I had some music on my computer actually, where I collect like gaming playlists of different tempo, and I have like mid-tempo playlist. So how about we play that? And yeah. Cargo just quits if a test sec falls. Boo! A fucking like Slav in his basement tries to solve a problem that Cargo cannot. Yeah, we could do that. I see you're a big fan of nodes. Anyway, let me know if the music is too loud. This is such a fucking banger. terminal output. Let's take a look. Test failed caused by. Yeah, I see. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty reasonable to do it as a default. Yeah, okay. Actually, let's ask, before we continue, let's ask. Something weird is happening. For some reason, I have a bunch, like, for forks like this one in a row, but when I run the program, async faulting test causes everything to get run like 2 or 3 times. I checked, it's not just a... Actually, I'm not gonna press that. Like, just why could it be? Puzzling scenario. Anyway, think, motherfucker. All I wanted to do... I wanted to open something, to like search for something. I forgot. And I just killed Emacs. I did. Boom, boom, boom. So fork, this is like, this ended up being bad. So you didn't find anything? Forking hell! What the fuck are you doing, bro? Okay. Hey, Alex, hello. Pink motherfucker. Hello. Yeah, we were trying to fork. To play a forking game, and we lost. So now we will be playing like fork plus exec game, and hopefully that works. But anyway, so let's kind of map it out. The way we want this thing to work, test exec template, or like create process, or just process. So it's gonna be like main. Then what it's gonna be is like create process, create process, a bunch of stuff like that, and then like join on like results, or not even join, and then, you know, as sheet is ready, print sheet result, kind of like this. That's the idea, and I've never actually used create process myself. So create process is in the process module, and process module is just a cross-platform API to sort of call processes and take their results. And so why I need to do this is, again, for people who just joined, I want to isolate tests that can potentially segfault, and so, you know, if one of your tests segfaults, other tests can still run. That's basically what I want to do. And we just learned that Cargo, the Rust default test runner, does not do it. You know, so we will be better than Rust. And imagine I pull it off. I go to Twitter, I say, hey, like, I'm better than Rust. And then, like, huh, get destroyed by furries. Like, get torn apart. Yeah. By furries and Turkish twinks. But yeah, anyway. We have create process. Gnarly claws, yeah. It's okay. I had few close encounters with bears in my life, so I know how to deal with the furry. So don't worry about me. In the place where I am from, everybody had their own stories with, you know, close encounter with the bear. Yeah, so what do we have here? Would you rather into a bear in the forest or an annoying Western woman? I mean... Oh, you just had to do me like that. Wait. I have sensitive political issues. Yeah, politics and sensitive social issues is on my stream, is still live. By the way, anyone saw an ad today on Twitch? I just wonder, anyone like in the chat? No ads, right? So nobody saw ads. So I turned this shit on explicitly to disable ads. If it works, great. I actually checked my nice. I actually checked my dashboard yesterday, and I got like ad revenue per stream. It's usually like $2 per stream. This is what I'm making from ads. And yesterday it was like 10 cents from ads, so I assume it worked. But yeah, I'm glad. That was the goal. To routines, take array of strings, one for each argument. Because it's year 2022 and we still have stupid problems. Like all the time with programs getting arguments wrong. Because they didn't quote something blah blah blah, yeah. Yeah. So what's the entry point? Break commands into string. Ah, this is just a helper. So I guess run command. I guess run command is the entry point. Oh yeah, this is another banger. Yeah, I need to take all of these songs and like normalize them by audio signal. So I guess that's it. I just run command then. Let's check the run command. Let's check the usage. So Vulkan renderer and compiler command are just like strings. Get quoted command string. Shader compiler path. Nice. Yeah, this is a start. This is a start. So our template will be like this. At the end, it's gonna be import process. Now, and result is gonna be process result. And here when we print to builder, so we yeah, I guess we just inject stuff into main. So we have main, and then main will have import process, and then it will have like this to your keyboard program. Yes, I will extend my keyboard program until it turns into Emacs. Oh, by the way, there will be no streams on Friday and Saturday at least, because I'm gonna be touching grass with my family in like an off-city travel. But maybe I will stream on Sunday, but I don't know yet. So yeah, I guess you, my noble degens, or I mean, you know, gentlemen with fine taste, will have to find some other source of entertainment. Maybe touch some grass yourself. Right, so what are we doing here? So literally for test what? Data. We do like print to builder B and maybe like this, result equals run command, and then command is gonna be what? It accepts an array again, right? Yeah. So run command, and command is gonna be so like that, and we can do this, and that's data.name. I guess that's it. So we do this to a builder. Let me shelve that for now, and then yeah, let's see what it does actually. Data streaks. How does it look like? Wait, what? Bro. Oh, right, it's because it's something weird. This name is not a member of test data. Oh, is it test name? No, it is a name. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, test data is an array. I need to get it name. Right, so invalid index 2. Huh? What do you mean? Oh, is it one based? It is one based. Okay. Undeclared identifier run command. Oh no, it gets normalized. I actually have normalization enabled in VLC. It just kicks in with a delay. See, I almost ear-raped you and then it pulled down. The template I need to use is called... yeah, so this is what it does. Yep. Again, and it has individual results. Nice. Um, test process template. So we do like builder to string. Actually, we do that, and then what do? We just guess print the result. Do we print the result? I think now I just print it myself. Let's go to module. So test report. Yeah. I see. You see, I like print report myself. How about I return the report instead of printing it? So it has like this crap. So maybe I need to like change test signature so it returns like test report. So it imports epic fail, and then each test will kind of do, right? Something like this. Also, why is it not getting highlighted as a type? What? What? What the fuck? Huh, interesting. Interesting, okay, never mind. Test report, so let's add it to all of the test procedures. Actually, no, this is not correct, because each test can have like different assertions, and each of that assertion generates its own report. So we need to collect these reports. Let's not do this for now. Overkill, overkill. This will distract us from our goal. I'll just print the result. Let me check process result. Type execute. It's odd, but I've been using VLC for 15 years and it has been fine with nearly everything file I've thrown it. Seems unable to play more and more files. I think VLC had an issue that it did not update its like codecs in default distribution in a long time. And there's like a master branch that was not like released for many years. I remember there was like a drama about it. So if you want like a good VLC, you need to get a build that like freshly compiled, because they just won't release new codecs or something. So maybe that's why there was like a big drama where somebody called VLC out on it, and they, they went into this typical open source. Oh, bitch, send patches like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and yeah. But that's the gist. I think VLC just ships with old codecs. So what you say makes sense. I need to install Clementine again, and maybe actually let me just do this. Huh? Why is it in the AUR? For drama. What's that? Kek shock. I like you, okay. You can kick shock now. Wait, why is Clementine in IOR? Is it dead or what? Oh, it's fucking dead! 2006. No! Clementine. Is Clementine player dead? No fucking. Oh. Oh? Hello? Alive? Goats? Maintain it? It's just the website is dead. Saved? $2,300 open issues. So it seems like it was dead, but maybe then somebody started maintaining it. Let's quickly check. Commit. The fuck commits? Yeah, it is like, you know. Yeah, so it seems like somebody kind of took over. Clank format, clank format, clank format. Clank format, clank format. And then it's January 8th. Translations. So yeah, maybe it's, you know, kind of, maybe it gets back. But yeah, I see now why it's an AUR. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because it absolutely 100% was in the default GI repos. Boost? Insane. But probably it got removed because it was dead, but now it's live again. So AOR Clementine. So it is a kind of Git package, so has been removed. Insane. Yeah. I'll look into it. But it's sad if the project's just dead, because I really like this music player. Anyway, so we got result. And then let's just... How do we get an output? Process result, output string, error string. Okay, so it's result, output. Error string, timeout reached. Output and error. This is what we do. And then let's just print print what? One output right? So we can do this. If one error, we can print error. Then like this. Else else we do basically this, but we print outputs. And to do 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll just close in the parentheses. Sort of like that. Let's compile this. Non-static if inside of data scope. Yeah, so if this error else output. Well, we need to do it like this, and then this one is without quotes. Yeah, so kind of doing it like that. And same here. So this is gonna be a literal percent sign, and then this won't have percent. So I think that's the plan, and then maybe let's do double/n at the end. Look at this, nice. Maybe we could add like slash like an. This is a lot of slashes. Wait, what? Yeah, there you go. So this is the gist, and then you do this. But without like import POSIX. Actually, no, you can just do yeah, why not? Import process, then I don't really need this template, then I can make it nicer later. So yeah, there you go. So we have the main, we have import process. This should kind of just run shit. And so if I run it now, right, it will complain about process not found. So tests. Bro, what the fuck are you smoking? Can't launch process. Alright, no such file or directory. So and now we need to compile each individual test separately. Oh hey, this is a GRB song. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's remove this crap. Now we need to create a bunch of, so this is tests workspace, and now we need to create a bunch of individual test workspace. So can we do that? How do we do it? Here. So we do compiler create workspace, we get build options, copy them, set output path, set build option for the workspace, and that's it. So let me just copy paste this motherfucker. And so we have this loop. This creates a main one. This gets called on finish actually. Can I do this? Can I do this? Let's try it out. Why not? I don't know how good of an idea this is. You know, you basically create a test that's like a bunch of small executables, with each executable being like a separate just one like single function call, basically. I don't know if it's a good idea in general. I mean, it should be, right? It's just now we put in individual tests in a single executable, but in production sort of environment, you will just have some sort of logical grouping of the tests. So for example, either manually, you just say, okay, create test group, or like describe, you know, kind of like describe, and then everything in between will be put in a separate single file. Or it's like per file. Yeah. So let's do this. So compiler create workspace, then we get test options, build options, and then we do kind of sort of main runner options, pworks, p tests. That's it, yeah. Then let's remove to do. We'll do test options equals runner options. That chooses the test to run. Yes, we can do that. You know, we can actually do that. That's an interesting idea. That's an interesting idea. I will remember that. We can definitely do this. So runner options, first import path. So this is an output path, a build file. So this is going to be just build file like this. And also this is going to be like this. Let's do it like this. So you get workspace, I get options, I reassign them. Build file. So this is gonna be like key print and test it.name. Then this is gonna be test options. Default output path. Executable name is gonna be key print. Oh wait, no, build file is wrong. Build file, actually just test the J. No, just still the same. And this is gonna be it.name, yeah. And cell build options, so test options and test workspace. Can we even do this? Yo Lars, hello. Wait, it's the runner options. What? Oh, it should be here. Indent region aggressively. All right, so we did something. Let's check our directory. Hey, where are more files? Was an imaginary zip. I'm just actually out of water. Yeah, it was a skill issue, yeah. Yeah. Compiler add build file. So I should probably do this. So maybe build file and test workspace. So this is gonna work. Oh shit. No program entry was found. Okay. Look at this. Something is happening. And I think we have... Yeah, we run a bunch of crap at compile time for sure. But we need to create main for every test. Yeah, so this, let's put it under this. Create a workspace and compile each individual test into a separate executable. EJMax, no, this is a test runner. But what if we create the test runner and then we use the test runner to write EJMax? How you thought about it? I bet you didn't. Check the bass drop. Can you believe that this is music from some Naruto-based game? This is crazy. Like, composers back then, they just had no rules. You write a music about Naruto and just, yeah, let's make the most epic, like, mid-tempo fucking banger bass drop. For no reason, just because I want. Just because I can. Anyway, I need an entry point like this. Yeah. So let's make it here. Just copy paste. Builder to streak. So main entry point builder. Right. Yeah. Actually, it's kind of stupid, so I don't need it. I just need entry point is gonna be. It's just gonna be this and main, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then literally this. Do we have? Yeah, we have semicolon even. And then what do we print here? We print test calls. I think that's literally it. And then compiler message file, not test workspace. We use test workspace, and then we use build file. Entry point, test t, and then remove that. Let's look at what happened here. What? But it ran a bunch of times. Look at this, all of these compilation successes. Are you for real? Hey, look at them. Oh, I'm a fucking dummy. Pictionary nesting. Okay, give me a second. I need to set correct output. Executable name, yeah, is just this. There you go. Insane coding skills, so go. No such... What? There you go. You have a bunch of these. Why can't you run them? Is this because of the working directory? So if I, excuse me for this, so tests. If I do tests dot accessor, look at this, it runs. Test and this one sec false. Yes. 5 greater than. They work individually. Why can't we call them? Why can't we call them? Is this because of the working directory? So let's call them like this. Will this work? Oh, look at that. Yeah. So we get report, then one of them sec faults, but we don't fucking care because we isolate it. And then we can go on and execute other tests. Okay. That's a W for today. And now you can even debug individual tests, right? So you can go here and you can put, for example, debug point on tests 5 greater than 4, or maybe let's put it on test subscript, right? Because this is the one that we crash. And technically, if I go and I create another configuration in VS Code and test subscript. I think this is the one, right? Yeah, and I just... Why is it called debug 1? Yeah, test subscript. If I debug that one... Yeah, look at this, debugger works. And it jumps into the right code of the test. Millennials can't stop dubbing. You know what? I recently thought about that. I'm like becoming cringe. And now, you know, like fucking kids will watch my stream and they will think that I'm cringe and will call me cringe. But then I opened my YouTube analytics and, you know, my demographics is like 25 to 34. Okay. This is all my people. Unks. So yeah, and we go here, current time monotonic, we drop into the assert. We can even step into assert, right? So we can report. We get the info, which is gonna be, test under fail. And then we get here, into get OOB index. That's sick false here. Epic. That's actually crazy that it works. Do you even understand what we did here? We create a metaprogram. A metaprogram that takes this test, that takes this file, it parses it, it gets each individual test, each individual procedure, and compiles all of it into a separate executable. And then it creates a master executable that calls all of that. And it looks like a bunch of string mambo jumbo, right? But it actually gets parsed by the compiler, lexed, type checked, and then compiled. And you can even see the end result. You can even see what you get. So not only I can debug each individual test, I can go and I can yeah, I can go here and I can debug each individual test, right? So I can put a debug point here and I can call main debug. Yeah, and I will just literally, okay, we like executed a test. Here's like its result. Bro, show me the result, bitch. Yeah, exited with status code and it has output. Interesting that inline debugging doesn't work for the output. That's kind of weird. Because test 2 plus 2 output. Oh. Why is count 0? Yeah, the count and errors are 0 because we don't, it doesn't return STD. Yeah, it is correct because we print from the test directly. Yeah, for now I just print to std out from the test itself. So the only thing we will capture is we will capture the test subscript here. So I will be capturing its std error. Right, and so if I step here, subscript error. Wait, no? Yeah. Huh. Actually, I would expect to capture its std error. I would expect to capture this. I wonder why it does not. That's actually interesting. Why it doesn't capture it. Do I need to provide a parameter to capture it? Ah, capture. Yeah. And it can even print itself. Alright, yeah, I can just capture it manually. Let's actually do this. Hey, Alman. Jai can come quickly enough. Yeah, you just have to wait and see. So when we run command, we do this. Right, and then we can, oh, I'm sorry for that. We can actually capture the output. So if I run the debug, I can step in and now I get an output. Yeah, you see, count. Why does it? I guess I need to update my formatter because here, if I open it, so it shows. This is weird. Is it only in watch window? It uses LLDB. It uses the wrong one. Fuck. I don't have formatters here. Wait. How do I switch to GDB? I need to open SOCD, my project's SOCD. And see debug output here. Type cpp debug. Okay. Yeah, but look at this, how crazy. How crazy convoluted the config is. But if I just copy it and paste, I don't know, here. And workspace tests. And then I can just GDB launch. Yeah, now look at this. Test 2 plus 2 output. Oh, wait. Why is it? What? Failed to launch. Why is it failed to launch? No such file. What? How did they manage to fuck it up in between two compilations? The fuck? No, it's there. Failed to launch. The fuck is this? It's probably because of the working directory. It's probably because of the working directory. So you need to call like resolve running paths or something like this. Because it can successfully run from Emacs, but it can't run from Visual Studio Code from GDB, but it can from LLDB. Yeah, so that's why there are helpers. This is weird, right? So file dir name. Ah. There you go. Now it's gonna work. Right, yeah, now it's gonna work. And now it should show me my strings. As soon as I step. Yeah. Look at this report. It shows the correct string. See? Yeah. I have GDB formatters set up for Jai. Like, I wrote them myself. Just suffered in Python. Yeah. I think Raphael has formatters for LLDB. But yeah. Yeah, so it works. We can debug master executable. We can debug each individual test separately, and we can print reports from each individual test. That's actually very, very cool, very crazy. I really, really like that. This kind of poses a minor issue that if you want to return a test report in a structured way as a struct, I would have to serialize it and deserialize it on the master executable if you want to accumulate them. Just kind of meh, unless we inject the code to deal with it into, you know, each individual test. But yeah, I really like this. I guess fork plus exec v is the way. It doesn't confuse anyone. If it's seg false, it's just, you know, oh well, what can you do about it? And also debugging situation is better. The code is a mess. Right, we have copy paste to create compiler workspace. This is a total copy paste from the master one. Also, what the fuck is this? I need to templatize it properly. You need to templatize it properly. And then actually in my tests themselves, when I do asserts, I experiment with creating code not from string, but from code mode. So for example, this is a procedure helper to create print. So this will literally return you a code that's like just print whatever format is in here, and then whatever nodes, right? You put here like. So it literally creates this code, but from code nodes, and this actually works. So, but you can see how first it's more verbose than just having strings formatted, and second, it has so its advantage is that it can accept code nodes. So which means you can parse existing code And then you don't need to print it back to expression. You can use code notes directly, and you can construct a valid print statement. But there is a downside. The downside is that this code never appears as a string, so it never gets added as a string to an executable. And so when you try to debug it, you just don't see the code. You know what I mean? You see variables on the stack and on the heap, but you don't have like line column information because it doesn't live anywhere. That's the downside. And I actually mailed it to John. So, you know, we maybe have an ability, like at least in debug mode, just print these code notes and put them as build string so you can step into them. Because it's kind of annoying when you try to debug it. It creates like a stack frame with auto-generated name that looks, you know, it is auto-generated name. And then you just kind of have to imagine the code in your head. You can point the compiler here that, okay, this print, it happens here. And compiler again, not compiler, debugger can jump here. But the code would not correspond to this. You know what I mean? I hope I explained it clearly enough. So that would be cool to have that. Because for now, you can construct, right? So I'm creating procedure call programmatically. Literally, you pass the header and you pass arguments as code nodes. And I would give you back the procedure call that you can insert back into a syntax tree. And you can see how I'm using it. Either in create print or... Well, actually, I'm using it only in one place to create prints for now. But you can create any procedure call like that. Also, I can create code blocks, I can create if statements, I can create unscoped block, which is just static if one. I can create binary operators, I can create declarations, create identifiers, and all of this works. It's just a little bit annoying to debug because you don't get the string representation of the code. That maybe, but that would be cool if compiler added it by default, because I can call print expression myself and then insert it as a build string. But why would I do it myself, right? It's such a basic functionality that compiler could just do for me. But anyway, it will probably get added at some point. This is the code directive. Actually, compiler helps you with that. So if you write your code not as a code nodes but as code directive, debugger will actually just jump here. So no matter where you insert this code, when you debug it in step by step, you get jumped here, so you can actually see each individual line, and it's actually very cool. So not only you see the code, you also see the context from where it was inserted, so you can kind of like look around. So we are almost there. But yeah, this was a W today. I actually like the idea of generating a single executable, but then calling it with like CLI params to trigger different tests. I actually like that. I will think about it. But yeah, what we have already is much better. Now I don't afraid of a single seg fault crushing down all the tests if I don't want it. That's pretty cool. I think that's gonna be it for me for today, so let's maybe find someone to rate. Anyone? Doo-doo-doo. Anyone doing some interesting programming? New Claude model! No. Oh, there's dude who does like NES assembly. Anyone doing game dev? C++ game engine programming live stream. Hey. Somebody's actually like writing code. I mean, hell yeah. What the fuck? Somebody like with one fucking viewer, bro. That's criminal. Let's give the guy some love. He's just like writing some custom game engine. Anyone on YouTube wants to hop on the raid, feel free to join the Twitch chat. Again, as usual, thanks everyone for watching. I will hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, maybe the other day. I might pivot like back and forth between like testing framework and Hitboxer. So yeah, there's gonna be some variety, but anyway, see you all. Have a good night. Bye bye.
So we will put that